So, good morning, Heidi. Are we waiting for somebody or are we still good? Can we start?
Go ahead and get started.
Okay. So, good morning. I'm Mr. Carney. I teach graphics at Brighton. I'm sitting in about a 5,000 square foot classroom. I will give you guys a little tour of it a little bit later. I'm going to show you guys a quick little video. And I'll probably do it on mute because they can share the video audio with you later and just kind of tell you about our program. There's some things that I really enjoy about what I do, and the fact that unlike a history teacher or an English teacher, my class is always changing and evolving. So there's always something new going on in here. So let me share my screen. Heidi, my screen, I'm not able to share a video. Can you make me host or co-host? And while she's doing that, so it's pretty much a design and production shop. We learn the basics of Adobe Creative Suite and we apply it in a variety of mediums. And Heidi, can you give me a wave when I should be able to share? And let me try and share my, so just so I can tell you that like things change all the time in here. This is the old computer lab where it's just kind of still beautiful IMAX going on. And we've updated to, you know, all sorts of things. So I'm going to play our little video. And everything that you see in the video is 100% student made. So this wall mural that it starts off with was made by one of my students. Her name is Madison. She's a junior that goes to Brighton, and they went from design to production on that. And they printed it on our, and that's her in the corner. They printed it on our 54-inch printer. Why is there a car in it? We're getting into vehicle wrapping. That's a huge part of the graphic industry. We just not only go through and make designs anymore for paper. We're going into cars. Those are some wall murals that kids did outside my classroom. It really takes your design skills and gives you a whole different outlet to go ahead and make and produce on. So let's. Can you hear the audio, Heidi? Yes.
No, we can't hear it.
Okay, so I'll just narrate it. So we focus on design. Oh, there's me from a couple of years ago. We do printing on paper. We do screen printing. Those are little banner stands that we end up doing. That's our wide format printer that we use to make vehicle wraps and stickers and whatnot. And there's a bunch of stuff of kids making stuff on the computer. We do some design jobs are just what you want to make. Some of them are for a reason. Like we'll make tickets for different things at school. We'll do screen printing. That is for our, the girls made a sign for the coffee house here at the high school. There's a coffee cart that goes around that's run by a group of kids in the school. So they made a sign and a little logo for them. And then we go through and we practice designing stuff and applying it. I have a group of young ladies installing, and that's our car. I have a group of young ladies installing our, they redesigned the inside of our superintendent's office, and he's getting a giant 54-inch by 120-inch wall mural that they're installing for him. So what does it take to be successful? You need to have a little bit of creativity, and you need to be able to look for answers. You know, so we'll do screen printing. I don't tell you what you have to screen print, which is one of the things that I love about my job is there's a lot of open-ended projects, but you get to design kind of whatever you want as long as it's school appropriate. And during the winter time, we do a charity project where we screen print some t-shirts and give the money to a charity. And actually in years past, we've gone shopping for adopted family or Toys for Tots and like raided Target one night and went shopping for cartfuls of toys for other people. That's one of our printers. It's UV printer, prints on different things. That's a phone case. Some pictures of our screen printing, some samples of our screen print. We make pop sockets. We make all sorts of different things. So what's a typical day in the life of a kid in graphics? Let me stop screen sharing. Typical day in the life of a kid in graphics is we meet for about 10 or 15 minutes in the morning. We cover a couple new topics and they have a list of projects. Right now they have like 2 or 3 different projects that they're working on. They just got a new one today. By the end of the card marking, they will have designed a 16-page magazine. The beautiful thing that I like about this project is I don't tell them what the 16-page magazine has to be on. I just tell them that they need a 16-page magazine. So that's kind of neat. So I have kids that in years past, I've had kids do cooking magazines. I've had kids do sports magazines. I've had kids do wedding planning magazines, all sorts of different things. So I will walk you around the classroom. If you guys have questions, please put them in the chat, or you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask them. And
I had a question. It seems like
Yeah.
there's a lot of different the computers and all your printers and things like that. Would a student need a prerequisite before coming into the class, or you teach all of those things as at the beginning or as they're learning?
So because of the unique nature of the consortium that we have, I start off from square one. I've had kids that go to Brighton that have been in my room for all 4 years, and they're obviously on a little bit different level. But I've had kids that come from Heartland that have never had a computer design class before, and they do just fine. It's more about what your creative ability is, more so than your pre-skills that you have. And I'll say creative ability. I think that's important because you got to have some of those type of skills. So that's a wall mural that a kid did outside my room. And that's the outside of my room that I had 4 or 5 kids. I'm really terrible at this whole thing. Do so. Here's a beautiful thing about this industry. I was in a virtual meeting with 5 business owners last week, and they're all in their 60s. Their average age of their employees is in their 50s. They want young people. They're willing to train and do all sorts of things to bring down their average age because they're making tons of money right now, but they're worried that all of their employees are going to hit retirement and they're going to have no one to take over the business. And they have millions of dollars tied up in equipment. So, if you like the design end, that's one thing. If you think you're going to be the type of student that's going to really enjoy the production and the install end, there's plenty of jobs there too. So, like, here's our.
Can you give them a couple of examples of careers that would be connected to your class or would stem from taking graphic communications?
Sure. So currently there's 2 colleges in the state of Michigan that you can go get a print communications degree in, and those are Western and Ferris. Those people end up in upper to middle management at like a larger printing company. One of my good friends is a print buyer for an ad agency, and she just coordinates all their production work. And she goes out and she checks on things to make sure the colors look right and it's sellable. So you can go anywhere from there's jobs from someone that wants to run a press to jobs for someone that wants to be in middle management or run something or schedule something. One of the people on my advisory board team, he just schedules his shop. So as jobs come in, he puts the order on it, makes sure that all of the material is there for things to get done on time and for them to meet deadlines. And he just coordinates all of that. So here's our printer that we use to make our vehicle wraps and our large posters. So we do everything from paper to car wraps to signage like banners. We do if you look on our, and maybe I'll just pull it up real quick. If you want to see like samples of kid work, give me 1 second and I'll show you some of those. So we do, it's kind of a little bit of everything, where if you are interested in design, there's opportunities. If you're interested in production, there's opportunities. The industry itself is very interested in hiring younger people. I've had kids leave this class and go to like Ferris or Central. Like one of my students went to Central for design, and she said her first 2 years she felt very, very prepared for. Actually, the first 2 years she said, and to quote her, she's like, I probably could have taught the classes. So here's some stuff of things that kids have done.
Do they do work or projects for businesses in the area?
We do. Most of our clients are internal school clients. Like that is a 54-inch banner by about 80 feet that we did for Brighton's Pink Week 2 years ago. So we don't really do a ton of stuff for outside of the educational realm of businesses. So we try to stick just to schools. So we have a lot of kids, and the reason that we do that is simply I have a lot of former kids that work all over the place. So why take a job when I can send them business or companies that hire my former students? So those are two girls that designed a 120 by 180 wall mural outside of our high school office, and that was it, printing off of the printer that's currently like right behind me. So they learn not only the design skills, they learn all of the production skills that kind of go with it. In a normal year, we do field trips, we would go on tours, we do all that kind of stuff too. It's kind of a little bit different this year. I don't know why, just a little bit different. We went on a tour of a book manufacturing. All these, anyone want to guess? Well, you guys are all muted. Those are rolls of paper. That roll of paper is like 3 feet high, and it's a roll, kind of like a roll of toilet paper, and it goes on the press through the roll. And that's a book being printed up via the roll of paper. It got slit in half, and it goes through the machine, and it's coming out, and that's cutting it into pages, and it comes out as a book. So I think that's kind of neat how it, like, the engineering aspect of graphics is absolutely amazing. Those spaces are in there because that's the space between one book and the next book. And I think the video goes on to show you the books at the end. Maybe it doesn't, but they actually came out like hard bound or stacked to get glued. I guess I stopped it a little bit short. So companies like this is in Ann Arbor. I think this is Sheridan Books, and they are, yeah, it is Sheridan Books. They're always looking for people. They're looking for people to employ and to go up the food chain. So,
Sean, I just wanted to tell you we're just a couple minutes over. So I didn't want to, take too much more of your time, but I want to make sure that any of the students didn't have any last questions. And then if not, Mr. Carney, maybe just, one last, I guess plug to encourage them to sign up for your class. And then is there any way that they could contact you if they had any other questions?
They can contact me via email. It's Carneys, CARNEYS @BrightonK12.com. Your counselor has it. They can I think you said Mr. Kaiser was on here. I know Mr. Kaiser over. Yeah, hi, Mr. Kaiser. You know, yeah, they can. They have my contact info, and they can get it from them. In a normal year, I would say come out and do a tour. I will say that there is a ton of projects. It's not all design what you want. There's a ton of projects that are. The screen printing, I'm not going to tell you what you want to screen print. You'll do like 3 or 4 different t-shirts throughout the year. And like Gavin is happen to be doing one right now. So I figure I should probably go check it on Gavin while we're on here. Say hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
So I don't tell you what your project has to be for this kind of stuff. There's some of them like we'll do in a normal year, we'll do Winterfest tickets or prom tickets. That's a defined, there's a theme and you're designing towards that theme. And then there's a lot of projects where there's not like, you get to pick your own, like the magazine, you get to pick your own topic. So my friends that are designers, rarely do they get to pick just the jobs that they want to do. Normally they take the jobs that people are willing to pay them good money to do. So sometimes you have to learn to design for other people's tastes. So we do a little bit of that too. So it's all Adobe Creative Suite. If you have some experience, that's helpful. It's not mandatory, but you even get a copy for it at home, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I would say the biggest problem that kids from out of district have is getting here on time and making sure that they're always here. That's the real hook. That's a lot of responsibility. So you need to make sure that you're always here and ready to go. And you're able to be responsible to get here.
Right. All right. All right.
Any
Well, thank you,
questions?
Mr. Carney. And Mr. Carney is awesome. So I recommend taking his class. So thank you so much for being with us today. And it sounds like it's a great opportunity for students, especially from the creative aspect, and some opportunities for careers, which is great too. So.
Oh, do you guys have a question? Is that?
Nope, we're good. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yep, thanks.
Are we good, Heidi?
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. So take care and have a good day, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.